Hello and welcome to another NanoForce review. Previously I reviewed some Fallout ones and they were really good, and I was curious what other stuff that they were doing, and I was just on Google one day and I saw they were doing like Universal Monsters and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. I would like to get some, but I couldn't find any. Instead I found these two boxes of Star Trek stuff, one from the original series and one from the next gen, and that's pretty cool. They were so cheap. They were even cheaper than the Fallout stuff was pretty cheap, but these are even cheaper. Like, they were like 11 or 12 US dollars each box. Pretty awesome. Inside it says you got 12 2-inch figures and a 4-inch Enterprise, same with both. They follow the color scheme of these two series. Click on the side there showing you what figures, the actual size of the figures inside the box, and what you get inside. Army builder set. Well, not quite an army builder set, because half of these are all main characters. Inside both of these you get a box with a tray of like heroes and actual army builder characters on the side, as well as a little dent area for your Enterprise of the series. And you will also get an information sheet, so you got some basic information there. And on the back, all the characters with their names to boldly go somewhere. Oop. And you have a little like computer screen poster mat thing, and you put the characters on these spots. I mean, it's a novelty, I guess, but I'm not gonna do that. And here's a quick look at the next gen one. Take a look at the Enterprise first. The first one, that's not great. That's way too simplified. It's gonna be such a pain to paint. Gonna have to freehand the dish area and not the lights underneath. Yeah, this is gonna be really hard to paint, but the overall shape is fine. And it's the stand is the shape and logo of the comm badge. The next gen Enterprise is way better because you got these little dots there that I actually just paint on stuff to that. And look at all the details underneath. That's great. That's gonna be way easier to paint than the original series Enterprise, and that's what I'm gonna do with these. I want to paint them. That's why I bought them for fun, even though they're designed and made in the same way as little army men figures. Okay, let's go through the figures one by one then. Now, I don't remember all of these. I have seen all the episodes, but I don't remember all the next gen stuff. I'm gonna zoom in. So, Talosian. Right, he's got a big dome head thing and a giant cloak. He's gonna go in the back because he's not famous. Who's he? He's gonna be Khan, is he? Right, next figure, Salt Vampire. Remember that use the hands on people's skin or something, and it can disguise itself as something else. So a lot of texture on this. You get the suction cups on the fingers. That's very gross and awesome, I guess. Next we have the famous lizard, the corn that Captain Kirk fights. Remember in the updated editions they added blinking eyes to them, which I thought were kind of cool actually, but some people didn't like that. Next up we have a Romulan. These are like evil elves or evil Vulcans equivalent. Looks okay, good for army building, I guess. We have an original series Klingon, so they don't have the horns and rich head thing. Holding a phaser, always ready to fight. And we have a very classic looking alien Androgian. I can't remember these guys. I mean, I have an image of them in my head, but I can't remember them. Next we have a next gen Klingon holding a dagger thing, so way cooler than the original series. That there. We have a Kardashian. They got different kinds of rigid heads, so this will be quite fun to paint because contrast paint would go well on ridges. We have Q in his like first time appearance. Not a fan of this look that he has. He looks more like one of Star Trek politicians from a random planet. We have a Borg here, so this would be great for army building. Unfortunately, you only get one. And we have another Romulan. So, if we line them up with the old series, if you line them up with the old series Romulan, they do match pretty well. So that would be pretty good paint-wise. Over to the heroes. We got the best captain. The best captain? Captain Picard. I mean, his face looks kinda like him, but you know, just remember how small these things are. So, okay. We have Worf holding that famous Klingon weapon, I forget the name of. You can see the ridges on his head. Neat. The comm badge is actually quite visible too. Geordi, cool visor, holding one of the little computer pads. Comm badge. Dr. McCoy with his little medical device. And whatever thing, scanner thing that he has. I like Dr. McCoy. Hulu. Did I say her name right? Yep. Phaser, old-fashioned phaser, and you can see her comm badge pretty clearly. This one is Scotty from engineering. I like that all of them are holding some kind of accessory, like he's got his communicator thing. Riker with the beard, thank God. I don't like seeing him shaved. Spock, don't know why they decided to give him this pose. I'd much rather that he was doing the live long and prosper pose with his hand up like that, with the two fingers. That would be much better, but I guess they want him to be more action-packed. We got the Doctor here, Crusher. Again, holding one of those little scanning devices in both hands. We have Diana Troy, also holding a phaser. Zulu holding a gun with a little carrying bag thing. Captain Kirk, phaser, but he's not looking at the phaser, like he's not looking where he's shooting, he's just going random. Is that a bad mode or something? Yeah, I think so. I need to put him in hot water because the image has this gun more forward. But his likeness is not quite, might look better after it's painted. And finally we have Data. So hopefully it'll be easy to paint, just get some gold paint on there and a bit of a wash. Comm badge is not too clear. He's also holding a data pad. Okay, cool. If you just look at these like so, they do look pretty awesome, very colorful, very nice, and all these colors do match like the main uniform colors of Star Trek. Pretty awesome stuff, and very good quality for the price that you pay for, especially for miniatures and stuff. Plastic is a little bit soft, so very durable. If you just want to buy these and put them on the shelf, they'll look great already, but if you paint them up, just like the Fallout stuff, I'm quite excited to how they will end up looking. I think they'll look pretty good. So I'll come back to you guys after I've painted these. So the difference between this cut and the next shot is probably going to be a month or two apart, or maybe longer. Hello, welcome to another... Okay, so here we are with all the figures painted. All the captains in the front, right there, and their main crew. Take a closer look at the original series. And after I painted these, I actually just dumped them in the box, and some of the paint has rubbed off on their heads. Oops, I guess I had to fix that later. It was quite fun painting all their little gadgets and stuff, communicators and not blasters, what they're called, fire phasers. So that was neat. Painting the creatures was also pretty cool. The salt monster there. It's always nice putting contrast paint on like hairs and suits and bodysuits and stuff. And then I went in there and made like a messy sort of pattern with the Gornak. Is it Gornak? Gorn's body suit to make him more accurate, because there was no actual molded patterns printed on his dress. So I had to do that myself. Same with him there. And here's a nice little look of the two Romulans next to each other. And then we got two Klingons next to each other. So looking at the TNG crew. Honestly, they're a bit samey to paint, but you know, it is kind of cool painting little black areas on their suits to add more detail. And yep, yeah, paint comes off these figures more easily than some of the stuff. Q was quite nice to paint just because he was just a little bit different and more complex than some of the other characters. So yeah, that's my painted stuff. So pretty good release of figures. I didn't paint the Enterprises yet because not quite sure if I'm actually going to. And no, these are quite good for the price that you pay for. You get a lot of miniatures and they're relatively good enough detail and they're recognizable even when they're unpainted. But when you do paint them, because I do think they can look really nice, especially if you're a really pro painter. So guys, just go and take care, have a nice day.